Hey guys, good day, good frequency, good moment in time, everybody. It's Ria here, just hopping on to do a quick message today. And I thank all of you guys for shining your light and being here in this present moment, whether now or later. As we step into this new timeline, you can call it a new year or new frequency, new timeline that we're creating. We are being called to shine our light, shine from the heart center, expressing the light now. We've done so much shadow work that it is now time to express, reflect, and mirror back our light through our expression instead of mirroring and reflecting the shadows and the darkness. So, hey Miranda. So just shiny new year. It reminds me of a movie Mythos watches during the holidays, and it's called Shiny New Year with I think Rudolph and Happy New Year. And that's what we are doing, guys. We're creating a timeline with a shinier version of us. Hey Leona Thacker, good to see you, beautiful woman. How are your pipes doing? Thawed out, I hope. I know I keep saying that. God. So just real quick, I just want to touch upon, I'll probably do some readings, but I wanted to touch upon, I was trying to think, oh, what should I do for a title? Because I basically want to come on, I've committed myself to trying to shine my light, shine what's in my heart consistently every day, like commit to that. Because as we shine our light and as we connect to our heart, that's exactly the reflection we create. And that goes to the title. It says, I entitled this Connecting to the Outside and Breaking the Cycle. So everything is you've heard how it's all a hologram and it's all just lights flickering, it's energy flickering, but it flickers so quickly. It's dense. It appears to be dense, but or actually I think if it flickers slowly, it seems denser. But anyways, it's all energy going in and out, and it's truly a hologram. And that hologram and that reflection and that mirror is truly just reflecting our own energy. And in the past, we have been reflected. We were reflecting a lot of our energies that we needed to transmute. And that was part of the process, reflecting the energies that were blocking, veiling, preventing us from channeling, from expressing, from illuminating the light that we already are. So in the past, we have had many cycles, many run-ins, many relationships, many circumstances in life that have been reflecting that which is keeping us separate from ourself. And because life, as they say, is a hologram, it's the experience that is real. It is the experience that we take with us. But the outside is a hologram, or it's an illusion, they say, because what it has done in the past, it literally has been reflecting the illusions we have created through timelines, through beliefs, through what we were brought up with. We had a veil, a film, a fog, a smog covering us, being that filter for what we were projecting. So the more light we become, the more heart-centered we become, we reflect our light into the world. But in the past, we were working through energies that were blocking our light. So we get a distorted version of our energy because our energy was blocked by distortions that we were either taught or programmed or just carrying and came as a soul to experience and to transmute those energies. And in the past, when we don't face those energies or transmute them and connect the dots and realize this is just emanating, this is just projecting from my own energy, my beliefs, creating the filter of that projection of that light, we create a filter based on our beliefs, where our thoughts are, what we're believing in, creates that distorted world before us. And it repeats itself Like you can leave a relationship, you can leave a job, you can leave a place, a house through force or using your free will and saying, I'm done with that. But you take yourself everywhere you go. So you might have transmuted some of it. You might have worked through some of it and thought you were done with it. But there's so many different layers that we are always projecting that relationship, that job, that environment, that house, that vehicle, our energy in ways to get our attention, to get our attention, to get our attention. And once we surrender, once we just surrender and take that breath into the present moment and allow our awareness to be the seer and not our mind, then we can create space and we can open up to the truth or the energy that we're transmuting that is emanating from us. So if you ask yourself, maybe you have a situation or a relationship or a child or children or husband or wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, and there could be certain parts of them that you keep running in, or it's always creating this. That is the resistance. There's something that we're not allowing ourselves to see. There's a connection yet to be made from the outside to us. And I've been realizing that more and more and more and more, that why do I have such a problem with that person? Why does that particular thing about them bug me so much? And so I'm saying, what do I have to learn from this? What are you showing me about myself? And then that creates a space and non-resistance. It creates a softening and an opening for us to transmute that energy. It's not about judging it. It's not about criticizing it. It's not about being wrong or being bad or not doing something right. It's not about any of that. It's just about our awareness. And when we can see it in a more pure awareness, which is surrendering and releasing the resistance, then we can say, oh yeah, that person really bugs me because I don't allow myself to be like that. Or that person, why does my child have to be so hard on themselves and so hard? And then I'm like, holy shit, I am hard on myself. I don't allow myself. So something about one person is they bug me and I don't understand, not bug me, I just don't understand why they have to be so hard on themselves. And one person in my family, and then the other person is so gentle. I'm like, don't they care? Don't they care? And so it was showing me some um, contrasting aspects of myself where I'm hard on myself and I don't allow myself the slack in the past to just be, to just give in and to surrender and not to judge myself or hold myself accountable for every little thing. So it's just spirit is just wanting to bring that to light, and then we can end the cycle and we don't keep it going. It's just like, it's just to look at in neutrality and not to judge it and say, that's why I'm projecting that, or that's why I keep running into that. That's why every house I live in, I find something wrong with, or that's why I can't get the car that I want, or that's why, whatever it is for you, whatever. I'm just using those for examples. So it's about connecting and dissipating the separation, the illusion of separation. It's kind of funny because it's the illusion of separation that keeps us in the cycle, but the thing that we're projecting is actually an illusion. So it's kind of funny how life works. But as soon as we see ourselves and see ourselves in our reflection, then it can go like this. Then it dissipates. Then the sun, our awareness, the sun will burn off the morning mist, and then we see more clearly. So I just wanted to share that. All right. And I know we always hear that, but I'm getting those concepts deeper and deeper and deeper. They're not just a concept. I literally am playing with it daily and understanding it more. But the more I understand it, then it can dissipate. Then you transmute it. And then, there's only love. There's only love. There's only awareness. All right. Let's see what you guys get to say here. Hey, Kimmy Siegel. Hello, Ria sharing. Oh, thank you for sharing. starting from scratch and broke as the camel's back, but water is flowing in the house and the creeks. God bless. So, Leona, and I'm sure you've already done this because you're very spiritually thought thinking, thought form. What did the freezing waters represent? Were you maybe resisting a flow in your life in some way, shape, or form, or like even frozen water pipes, or me losing electricity, or what have I, getting a flat tire? What is that energy showing us something about ourselves? That was quick. All right. Brenda needed that. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Because yeah, like sometimes, like I'm like, oh, I'm just going with it, and that's another thing. Hey, Thaddeator, that's another thing about shining your light is you just gotta go with that flow. Don't resist it and let it go. And like I said, yes, in yesterday's messages, the thing that bogs us down from shining our light is projecting our own judgment and criticism and thinking, well, how are others going to perceive this? Or are they going to understand the message? Or what if they think it's stupid? Or what if I don't say it or express it correctly? That is an immediate shrinkage of light. All that we are supposed to do and is called of us is to tune into our heart space, connect, and illuminate, shine. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, understands, perceives, because you know what? They're only going to perceive and project what you feel about yourself. That ties in to that message, connecting to the outside, because really there is only us. John, Brenda, Kimmy, Leona, we are all showing each other rays and fractals of one another, being the gift, bringing them into our awareness so that we can connect the dots, so we can transmute the energy, so we can illuminate and shine. And that was something I tackled with, like, oh, what if I say it this way? Or what if no one came on my live? Or what if I get a bunch of thumbs down? All the stories we tell ourselves that prevent us from shining. And I'm to the point, finally, seeing that cycle. We're talking about breaking that cycle. I could keep doing, and I did this. I kept doing it and doing it and doing it and beating myself up and contemplating and judging. Like when I did my book, I was so proud of it. I thought it was so beautiful, but yet I was so embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to read it or see it because they would think, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But those were stories. Those were really thoughts that I had in my own shadows about myself that were not me. But they still were from me. Energies that I've taken on. They were still from my own energetic ball. All right. All right, guys. So, what the hell? So, if you allow yourself to just be vulnerable, shine, tune in, breathe into your heart space, and express in whatever way, shape, or form that is. Maybe it's a post, maybe it's writing, maybe it's communicating, maybe it's telling the teller, oh my God, you really look beautiful today. And or someone saying, oh man, I would really like to tell that person something, but I don't want them to take it the wrong way. Like even stuff like that, just throw it out there, let it go. You do it in trust trust, and let it go. If it's authentic expression of you and you mean it from your heart, let it go. And that all that does is increase your light and empowers you and dissipates your own doubts, your own judgments, your own criticisms. I remember one time when I lived in Swanton, Vermont, and I had a hair business, and there was this homeless guy, and he'd walk the streets, and he had really long hair. And I don't know if any of you guys from Swanton remember the man named Homer. And I wanted to ask him if I could cut his hair because it was so long, and I just wanted to clean him up and fix his hair. But I never did do that because I was afraid of maybe how he would take it. So obviously things are as they should be, but even little things where you want to offer someone something, but you don't want to insult them. But if it's from your heart, that I think it's not our responsibility to worry about how they take it if it's from your heart and if it's of love. And I remember right here on the beach 5, 6 years ago, maybe there was a homeless guy in town, and I'm like, I run by the beach all the time. He'd sleep on it. He'd have his tent and backpack or whatever all rolled up, his sleeping bag and whatever he used. And one day I said, "Oh, I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone. And I'm gonna make him just a little bag to give to him when I run by him, if I run by him on the beach." So I did, like, I threw some protein bars, some water, just real simple stuff. And I think maybe he might have been embarrassed because I went up to him and I said, "Oh, do you want this?" And he said, no thanks." And then there was this dead log on the beach. So I says, "Well, I'll just put it over there. I'll rest it there." So I rested it there. And then I ran back home. It wasn't there. So I like to think that maybe he took it. But even when you do something like that and someone doesn't respond in the way you want, that is their energies, but it's really also a reflection of your own energies working through. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe he was too proud, but if he was too proud, that still was reflecting something within myself that was proud. You know what I mean? Like, we can't manipulate and control and worry about all the consequences and the have tos. Just do and flow and shine from your heart. All right. I don't know why I said that, but yes. All right, guys. Hey, Teresa. All right. So I thought I would do some cards, and I got a couple new decks that a couple that I bought myself, and then my beautiful daughter Chantel picked out a deck. So I'll just do a collective, and this one's the Gospel of our Aradia. I'm just going to pull a collective of this one right now. If you guys share out, I'll give you a quickie. If you guys want your own personal, I will stick up a PayPal. Hold on. Oops. Why do I always do that? So we really, really like to hang ourselves up sometimes by getting too caught in the details, getting too caught up in the formulas, how it should be done. Well, first of all, we're not doing shit the way we used to because we're at a different frequency and we're not operating the same. So in the lower frequencies, or, more limited understanding and awareness and consciousness that we're operating from, we did need more we needed more details. We needed to be more methodical. We needed that outcome. We wanted to project that outcome. That was the energy we were working in. That's the way the world worked. It was in a nice little box, but now guess what? Shoo, we've broken free of the box. So really, it it's about heart space, unconditional love, universal flow of love, and that really requires us just to be in the moment, act in the moment, and don't worry about the outcome, because that's where we stump ourselves up. That's where we clog our pipes. That's where we stop our flow by worrying about the outcome, this, that, and the other thing. Who cares? If you're operating authentically to your best capability in every moment of now, surrendering to what you feel, surrendering to the projection, then we just keep expanding and evolving and ascending and reflecting that truer version of us, unfiltered, uncontaminated, more pure. All right. Boop. I'll just stick that up there. All right. So I'll do a collective. These are interesting cards. I have not worked with them too much yet. So I'll be curious to see what comes up with these. I just thought they were cool. They look very goddessy looking, and they looked ancient. They look like wise, but yet earthy, but yet royal. So you guys might know this. I don't know the Gospel of Aradia, but we're going to pull a collective to see, what comes forth. Oh, this one kind of popped out, fell right out. So we're going to go with that. Escape, fuga. This person, to me in general, they look like they're really protecting themselves. They're ready for defending themselves. They've got their shield, they got their sword, they got their face thing off, like they're just waiting for arrows to be thrown at them, worried about what's going to come at them. So I think this is reflecting that energy that we did operate in the past. But now look at through this awareness, the sun behind, I'm feeling that is what's going to change all of this. As you connect to that awareness, as you be the observer and look at yourself and disconnect from, know that the thoughts aren't the truth of who you are. Know that even what you see before you isn't necessarily the truth of who you are. You are before all of that. But when we live in that physicality, this is what we have to do. Suit up. And it says escape, so I'm feeling that that's exactly what we're doing. We're escaping this state of being where we're always protected. Like my son's staying with me, Caleb, right now at the condo here, and I keep coming home and he's got the freaking chain lock on. And I'm like, Caleb, what the hell are you afraid of? It's like, and so this is what we're escaping from. But how do we escape from the state of being? How do we stop projecting and get out of the cycle of evildoers, burglars, people hurting each other, having to have that protection? We enter that state of awareness, but that awareness isn't in our mind, it comes from our heart. So this is just kind of reaffirming everything that I was just, and you guys actually were creating this message through me. You guys were manifesting this projection for yourself. So this is exactly what it is. We're escaping that. We're ending this cycle through entering a higher state of awareness, connecting the dots, knowing that we are the ones reflecting all that we see before us. All right, I'll just go to the page real quick. Escape. Not sure what it says. Never read this card before. All right, try to solve or resolve your problems before running away from them, and that's what keeps the cycle going. When we use force or we try to, when we're resisting them, and we try to change the outside and in our environment to escape our problems, but they never ever escape us because we are the problem. We hold the energy of the reflection of it, because then we just keep carrying it with us. We keep repeating it, and that's what we're breaking free from. However, escape can be a wise option if you're in danger or if all else fails. So sometimes some movement is better than no movement and stuckness. At least it loosens up the energy. Consult a wise colleague. Be mindful. This in itself provides an escape. Clear your mind by spending time outdoors. Nature brings clarity. There is no choice at times but to run from the lies, to find ourselves, the breathing space. The breathing space is that awareness. It's taking that step back. It's not getting caught up in the illusions and the delusions. It's creating that space to find ourselves, breathing space, to finally act and not stay paralyzed, to preserve our way, to run from tyranny. There is no shame, to be safe and flee. So the true escape, the true way to flee is to break the cycles. And the cycle is through your awareness, just observing, dropping from your mind and observing and creating the space to transmute the energies before you. Just feeling them, allowing them and surrendering to them is the transmutation. All right, guys. Thank you for that. Thank you for that message, guys. Anyone who's still there. All right. So Kimmy, hey, Bridget. Thank you. All right, so if someone wants a quickie and share it out, let me know. If you guys made a donation, let me know, and I will give you a more thorough reading. All right, and I know you shared out, Kimmy, so let me know if you would like one. I'm going to be pulling, I guess, these. The Gospel of Aradia. I'm not sure how to say it. It's just a little, I don't know, we'll find out. All right, Brenda, you're first. Shoo. What does Brenda need in her awareness in this moment of now? There's only the now. There's not the past and there's not the future. And more and more and more, everything seems like a dream to me. Like even from the morning time to the afternoon, it doesn't seem like it ever happened. It's like I can feel the experience, but it seems very elusive. Do you want to say something, Caleb? Yes, Caleb. It's just everything is becoming a dream, and time literally is dissipating, and it's really weird, but it's very beautiful. It's releasing those attachments, the attachments to the illusions, thinking you're bad or thinking you did something wrong or thinking that person did something. It's realizing that there's only the awareness, and we're creating that. We're creating that reflection through our thoughts and through our old beliefs, and the awareness can help to create the space to dissipate them, to transmute them. Nothing in judgment, all in love. We came here for that. So we didn't do anything wrong. We're supposed to have those illusions. We're supposed to have the delusions. We're supposed to have those experiences. No judgment. All right, Brenda. So what does Brenda need in this moment? What does she need to be aware of? What does her spirit, her higher self want to have her be aware of? And this is beautiful. So Brenda, as you hold space for a message, we're all receiving it. You're reflecting an energy that is part of all of us, and you are being brought forward. It's almost like you're being illuminated right now, Brenda, to shine your light through this message, to share something with us. Isn't that beautiful? So Brenda right now is sharing and shining without really trying. I mean, she did. She used her free will, commented, but that's how effortless our shining in our life can be, in the exchange of energies and transmutation and illuminating and ascending, and the ascending is just becoming more of who we are. We're not going anywhere. We already hold all that frequency. We're just allowing that high frequency. We already had it in us. It was just kind of being contained, and now it's coming out. All right, Brenda, what do we got for you? Fortune. Fortuna. These must be Italian. Fortuna. Fortune. Money. Abundance. Can be an abundance, or it can be a lack of. But to me, that bag is open. The bag is open and the money is just falling out. So if you are having abundance issues, or maybe this is already in the state that you are, as you are open, and fluid and non-resistance, the money is just going to flow. The bag to me represents your openness to receive, to give, to shine, to connect the dots of you and your outside world, to know nothing is separate from you. Everything is emanating from you, Brenda. So all the money and the abundance and the physical sustenance in your world is not separate from you. There's something here being, the awareness to me is being brought to that open bag. It's not tied. It's not, you might have been even shown reflections in your life through circumstances, situations, people, place, and things, jobs, where you might have been holding on to a lack of belief. Maybe you are transmuting those lack of beliefs by being open and understanding your connection with your world. Hence the abundance, the everything being given for you, to you, for you, by just loosening up your strings. Abundance you can't contain. Your bank account, your money, trying to be in control and worry about every little thing, is showing us where we have beliefs in lack. Doesn't mean that you're not respectful and use your money and resources wisely, but to me, it's about loosening the strings and remaining open. But everything derives from our energetic state. So it's about you opening up your heart, your heart strings. Open up and allow your light to shine, and the abundance will be that reflection, because true abundance is our own energetic state of being self-empowered, being aware and know the truth of who we are, pure God source energy, and nothing is separate from you. All right, real quick, what the heck's the book say? Let's see here. So yeah, I can relate to that message as well, because I've been in situations that really, I didn't think I had scarcity or lack belief systems, and some situations made me confront that, yeah, I was holding some of that in me. Or when I see it through other people that are worried all the time about their money, they're reflecting maybe an aspect of myself. Okay, prepare for a positive change in fortune, Brenda. A run of bad luck will end. Know the difference between chance and action. You can change your luck. Be prepared. When fortune meets opportunity, success results. Wish for a coin of gold, Lady Fortuna. Please give to me. I pray to you to change my luck. Fortune's favorite I will be. Oh, hard to woe. Fortuna smiles, her sweetest and most complicated one. Our expectations not pre, premeditated. We cannot trust that our gift will come. Our expectations not premeditated. We cannot trust her gift will come. So to me, it's about actually, trusting there's no separation between you and the fortune and everything we just talked about. So yeah, a change coming up for you. Change, changes in the money, the coins. That's also representative of change, a change of luck, a change in abundance. Very beautiful, Brenda. Good news if you are questioning. Teresa, yes. Teresa Holmes. Yeah, I like that too, Brenda. I really am. I will claim that reading too for myself. We are physical beings and we are still we're not living in just like, some galactic systems, they're non-physical. We're still having that and creating that physical experience. So yeah, that's a beautiful reading. All right, ecstasy. Holy shit, you guys got some good ones. So this is Teresa's ecstasy. Look what's wide open. Her heart space is wide open. Her cloak or whatever shawl is open. She's flowing. She's been through some stuff. She's been like to me, the fall leaves show reaping the harvest. She's been through a cycle, finishing up a cycle, and now it's ecstasy. You've been through some hard times, and now your light is coming forth brighter. You've done a lot of work. You've done shadow work. You've faced yourself and your outside circumstances, Teresa. And as you do that, and as you surrender to the cycle, that is actually what helps you to end the cycle. So entering these new ways of being, creating timelines of newness, freeness, freedom, exhilaration, they're saying. Freedom. They're showing me light, like a child, light, new sense of freedom that brings forth ecstasy. You are bloomed. We've all gone through this lotus opening in the heart space. To me, the yellow too represents the heart space, but yellow I know in general represents solar plexus, which represents confidence, personal power, trust, joy. Well, when we're tuned into the heart and we open up our heart, it's automatically going to connect to the solar plexus. It's automatically going to be empowering because that is where your true power is. It's automatically going to bring you joy because that's where true joy is, opening up to your divinity within and allowing that. Very beautiful, Teresa. Let's see what the book says. A, B, C, D, E. Ecstasy. Great cards, guys. And I love it. So as I read you guys a card, I get a message as well. So that's kind of cool. Ecstasy. Let go. Exactly. Let go. And a lot of times in the past, we keep those cycles going because we're resisting letting go. We want to keep repeating them. We want to beat a dead horse with a stick or whatever the saying is. So it's about letting go. It's about ending the cycle through letting go and just surrendering. And then boom, then that's when things change. Let go. Allow the wilderness back in your life. The ability to freely embrace our pleasures is part of being human. Travel deeper through joy into profound mindfulness. Ecstasy helps us connect with the divine. So joy, ecstasy, bliss, peace, all high frequencies. Those come from listening to our heart and allowing ourselves that, relinquishing the mind, all of the thoughts, all of the judgments, all of the chitter chatter, and just enter that space and be free. Be that kid, be uninhibited love, be that wild flower, be that uh, they're saying wolf. I don't know if you connect to wolves. Be that lone wolf. Just be that expression in the fullness of you. All right. And the little prayer or poem that goes with it is dance in your rights, unrobed and free. Starlight upon your naked flesh. Come swirl with me. So solemn should not your movements be. Healing should be your release. Laughter be your music, and ecstasy will never cease. Aradia taught that worshiping Diana and the horned god in Lair's uh, spirits of place should be a joyful affair. She instructed her disciples to connect with Diana by dancing wildly in the moonlight. Those who followed Aradia learned that there is synergy in raising power together and joyously, happiness and laughter, singing, chanting, invoking friendly deities. Whilst these days such a scenario is considered a stereotype of witchcraft and ritual, it is a scene very much grounded in history. Today, witches may use this ecstatic dance to commune with deities, particular spirits, happiness and dance, and there's witches find a kind of extreme happiness to dancing, turning on the music and dancing, just dancing. It's a way to move energy, release, connect, releasing your light, your spirit. And when you do call upon deities, and if you feel called to call upon those deities to join you in spirits, they're just those parts of you that are wanting to partake in your joyful expression. So yeah, freedom. That's your new state of being. That is the timeline you are creating. Ecstasy. I love it. Be aware of the abundance you may have in the present. Yeah, that is really good, John. John makes a good point. Be aware of the abundance you have in the present, because a lot of times we are so focused on the future and what we want, and we have been programmed for lack. Everything we need is before us. Really, we only have the now. And I'm really realizing the whole timeline in the illusions of the past and the future. God, all you got is the now. And what is before you that you can utilize and incorporate in your life, because we're not even going to get more until you use the energy of the now. Just like when we go through cycles, the cycles keep repeating until we use that energy. We use it, we connect with it, and it becomes one with us, just like that outer reflection. Whether it be a good cycle or a bad cycle, a good cycle you probably don't want to end, but a bad cycle that doesn't feel comfortable, that is us breaking up the distortions, the belief systems and ideas and thoughts that we have, the discomfort. But we got to use that up before we end that cycle and go to another. Until we use it up, until we allow all in our present, we're not going to get to the next moment. Oh, thank you, Thaddeator. And I'll claim that one too. Wear the sexy PJs. Oh, is she wearing sexy PJs? I don't have sexy PJs. That's for damn sure. I wear like t-shirts. I'm a t-shirt girl. Big t-shirts. All right. Oh, good. That's why dancing in the rain is so wonderful. It's raining out here today. Yes, I am happy every day. Happy, no reason living. John, you want one? Are you still there, Thaddeator? Let's pull one for John. And Kimmy, if you're still there, let me know. I see only a few people on. You guys are ditching me. Actually, I don't mean that. You got what you needed and you moved on. You assimilated the energy quickly. All right. Actually, what time is it? Does Kimmy normally go on around now? All right, Thaddeator, what do we got for you? The shadow. All right. Just looking, guys. Holy shit. So much symbolism. So the shadow, see how that shadow is against the brick wall? that shadow is not going anywhere. The shadow is not even real. The shadow, no matter how hard it tries, it's not going to break through that brick wall. It's just showing the illusion in the powerlessness of the shadow, the parts of us that aren't even really the true part of who we are. They're shadows. They're not who we are. They have no power. It's us that give them it's us that allow the perception of them having power over us, just like fears are shadow parts of us, false evidence appearing real. It's just showing us that those shadows, even shadow spirits, even demons, they have no power over us. It's us that have the power. She's wearing the red. She's cloaked with the red from her head to her foot. Red represents passion. It represents power. It represents groundedness. And she is grounded in herself. Grounding in yourself is where your power is, not giving away your power or grounding it over to superstitions, to false illusions, to old ideas and stuff that don't resonate with you. There's no power there. This shadow cannot break through it. Another funny thing is what I'm really seeing in this shadow is it's actually facing her. She's facing away from the shadow, but if I look at it from a side profile, it looks like long hair here. And maybe it's not even her shadow. It's like there's a little beard here, a little goatee or beard, a little nose, eye, and like this is the hair, and that's the back of the head and the hair. The shadow's facing her, but you know what she's doing? She's not even like really paying attention to it. So we can not give power to the shadows by focusing on them all the time. But then there's another message too. If she makes eye contact with the shadow, she might realize that it's really powerless and how it is an extension of her own energy. So it's like the dichotomy is two different things. Look away from the shadow. Don't focus on those dense energies. And then empower yourself. Don't even give them focus, like conspiracy theories and all that stuff. I don't give that any focus on it. I'm not saying it's not true for someone, but it's certainly not true for me because I don't give it the focus. But then there's those times where the shadows are constantly following you along. Like, is it your shadow or is it someone else's shadow, John? Because this shadow here doesn't look like her because it looks like a man, but she's a woman. So also the question here is the shadows that you are allowing to empower you or take away your focus, are they yours or not? If they're not even your shadows, look away. Look away. But let's see what the book says. The shadow. The shadow. We all have a shadow side. Find balance in all things. Rest in the positive aspects of your shadow, like you would rest in the void of a dark moon. Some events and people leave a long, dark shadow over your future happiness. Yeah, I'm feeling this shadow. There's something, John, maybe that someone else affected you in some way, shape, or form, and they cast a shadow. Something affecting you maybe from someone else. Shine a light on a dark situation. Is your shadow actually your strength? And that's another question. Is your shadow actually your strength? So the shadow always has a teaching. And if it's the shadow, if it's your own shadow, yeah, I mean, there's always a gift in the fear. There's a gift in the shadow. What it does is, even though it's a shadow and it's dark, the shadow actually exposes something in ourselves that we are believing in that really is not true. So that's the gift of fear, or that's the gift of the shadow. That's a gift of the things within ourselves when they do come out and they are revealed through other people, places, and things, and even shadows in the night that you see. It's revealing and giving you some sense of something, an energy you're believing in that is not serving you anymore. So that is a gift as well, and that's actually empowering. The shadow looms dark, the shadow looms long. Its siren calls, beckons. It sings its seductive song. You may not see it within you. It hides away in the blind spot, behind you, within you, squeezing your will in a knot. People may run from just the idea of working through their shadow, but our shadow is not always negative. In fact, it can be very aspect of ourselves that makes us unique and wonderful, even if others do not appreciate this part of us. Seen from the perspective of the dominant and the dominating culture in which Ardia lived, one could say that as a witch, her shadow was implicit and big. However, this was entirely subjective. What the larger society of the time perceived as her dark shadow was both part of Aradia's power and an aspect of herself she used to empower other women. We can take a lesson from this and examine our own shadow from a different perspective. Doing so, it can help us to be more objective about our shadow side and allow us to distinguish between its positive and negative aspects. The dark of the moon is the lunar aspect under which to delve gently and safely and to work with the shadow side. All right. As kids, we love stepping in puddles. Yes. We need to dance with the water and be happy where we are at the moment. Yes. As adults, we need to remember the power of being in the moment. Yes. It's only the moment. And that's what kids do. They live in the moment and they splatter. They don't worry about, like me, I'd worry about now tracking in the mud, cleaning all the mud and wetness off the clothes. But no, they don't. They're truly, it's such a good point, Leona. They're truly in the moment. They splash. They don't care that they got to go in and maybe change. They don't care and worry about maybe tracking or whatever. Puddles are clean, but depends if they're muddy or not. They don't worry about that future part. And when we worry about the future, we take away truly from that joy and ecstasy and bliss and fun in the moment. So thank you, Leona. That's a really good point. Your screen just went red. That's really freaky, Brenda. I didn't see that. All right, guys. Hey, Susan DeBozy, how are ya? Thank you for joining. If you're still there, anybody who might want a reading that did not get one, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be signing off. Susan, if you're still there and want one, let me know. Lone wolf is your totem.
Let's